everyone, and thanks so much for joining our Accelerating Growth webinar series. My name is Sophie, and I'm the Associate Director of Marketing at Acceleration Partners. Today, I'm joined by David Vince, Senior Partner Development Manager for our EMEA region, and we're going to talk all about how you can work with non-traditional partners. David, thanks so much for chatting with me today. To kick things off, it would be great if you could just tell us a little bit more about your role.
Sure, yeah, thanks, Sophie. So the partner development team has been put together because we felt a need to bring new or different or interesting partner opportunities to our clients. I think a lot of the clients we work with, you know, they have a mature program already, so we kind of needed to look beyond those traditional affiliates to really find success with partner recruitment. And that's really been backed up by some of the sales discussions we've had. A lot of potential new clients are talking about the need to, find new partners outside of the classic affiliate space. So we've now put a team in place that actually have specific KPIs to bring new to affiliate partners on and, design some brand-to-brand partnerships. So yeah, we're in a position now to really move forward with this.
Great. So I think non-traditional partners has become quite an industry buzzword. You know, we hear partner marketing, non-traditional partners, new to affiliates. So it'd be great if you could just give us, how do we actually define a non-traditional partner?
I think it's probably worth noting that this might be up for debate a little bit. I think some people might define it slightly differently, but I think the way we look at it is that a non-traditional partner kind of represents an opportunity that perhaps would either normally sit outside the affiliate channel or is, you know, completely new or different. So some examples of that would be the tech partners that we work with that offer personalized product recommendations or personalized offers for on-site shoppers. We have tech partners that can facilitate B2B partnerships, conversion solutions. We've started to see work in the podcast space, you know, podcasters starting to work on performance. I mentioned brand to brand earlier. That's obviously a big piece that a lot of brands are interested in right now. And I think content as well. I mean, content's always kind of spoken about, but there's a lot of content sites out there that have not traditionally worked on a performance model or on a CPA payment model. And now we're starting to kind of see those guys come into the affiliate channel more. And again, I would kind of define that as a non-traditional partner.
Great. And what would you say is benefit for brands actually working with these partners?
So to my point earlier, I guess, like I said, a lot of the clients have mature affiliate programs where, you know, they can still see growth, but it's, you know, not exponential like it might have been at the start. So I think this just adds an extra way to grow an affiliate program. You know, what we're not saying is let's move away from traditional affiliates. Absolutely not. That's still a huge part of an affiliate program. A lot of work needs to go into that to maintain that or optimize that. But I think working with new non-traditional affiliates can kind of complement that and start to add on some growth. So I think that's how it can really grow a program.
And is there, you know, talking about growth, is there kind of a revenue opportunities for working with these non-traditional partners?
Yeah, definitely. I think it often depends on the brand and it depends on the partner type, but certainly we have, you know, from what we've done, we've seen a big impact in terms of revenue. I think you have to look at it not just in terms of revenue, but, you know, look at incrementality, look at the quality of customers as well. A lot of those partners can bring high quality customers that have a better lifetime value. And we've also seen these partnerships come and actually aid the more traditional affiliates. So a lot of these new partnerships are kind of more sitting at the top of the funnel, and that work can actually filter down and aid those affiliates at the kind of lower end of that funnel. And luckily now networks and you know, technology platforms, you can actually have the visibility into the customer journey. You can see who has had those, you know, who has had an impact in the customer journey, and that's certainly something we've seen as well. So you kind of have to look at it, you know, not so simply as this partner has generated this amount of revenue, but look at it a bit more or wider, and you'll certainly see some success.
Great. And I think when you're talking through the types of non-traditional partners, there was obviously quite a variety and options for brands. So what is the approach that brands should take and that we take as an agency to actually, find, recruit and activate these programs on our clients' affiliate programs?
So it takes longer, it's more work for sure, and that's why we've put this team together. Again, it will depend on the partner type. If you're talking about technology partners, they are actually set up, ready to go, and the timeline on that really sits on the advertiser side and how quickly they can get moving. But other types of partnerships we're talking about, new to affiliate especially, that does take time. You're coming in a step behind traditional affiliates, so perhaps they're not used to the CPA payment model, and you have to go through the process of explaining that and showing that it can have value. I think the key really is that you need to do your homework more. These aren't partners that you can go to and say, hey, we've got an affiliate program, here's the link, go off and promote it. It's more, they're going to be more choosy about who they promote. So you really have to do their homework and understand why this partnership makes sense. What type of content do you want these partners to highlight? What is going to engage their audience and make people click through and actually purchase? What's going to keep their audience engaged? That's the kind of key thing that you really have to think about, that perhaps is not thought about as much with the traditional affiliate partnerships. But as I say, that's why we've got this team in place. We have those relationships now, we're having those conversations. We have seen success, and we're also taking a lot of learnings from what we're doing. So I feel we're in a good position now that when new clients come on board with an interest in this, we can already go to some specific partners and start those conversations and already be a little further along the journey.
Great. And you mentioned that we're already starting to see some success with our clients working in this new area. Do you have any specific examples?
We've definitely seen some success on the brand to brand side of things. So we've worked with a couple of brands where we were able to find, a brand that has a complementary product to theirs. So you could actually market both ways and kind of add value to the customer there. So we have seen success there. In the US specifically, we worked with a food delivery service on the brand to brand, on the B2B, brand to brand or business to business, but B2B side of their business, where they were looking for new restaurants to add to their platform. And we actually worked with a direct mail partner on a performance basis, which is another, type of a new potential partner in the affiliate space. They don't traditionally work on the performance model, but a campaign was agreed. We did a campaign on quite a small scale to start with, and it was successful. And then we went on to actually do 5 campaigns across the course of a year, and it was really successful. We saw conversion rates of around 45%, which was really good and really successful for the client and the partner. And those kind of numbers really surpassed expectations. So we saw a lot of success with that. And in terms of kind of new to affiliate on the content side of things, certainly last year we saw a bit more interest in those types of partners, and we were able to run a few campaigns. And because a lot of these guys have very engaged audiences and trusted audiences, they really saw a good impact. They saw conversion rates are actually higher than what they would be for normal traditional affiliates, however you want to refer to them as. And that's really good for us as well, because we can take those stats and those learnings and kind of showcase what can be done in this space for those types of partners, and give them a bit of a push in the right direction if it's something they want to try. And actually recently we had a situation where we were speaking with a partner who doesn't typically work in the affiliate channel. They were wanting a flat fee, and we were speaking to them about a new potential partnership. And actually in the end, they wouldn't budge. They stuck on the flat fee, and in the end the client agreed to it. They ran the campaign. But what we saw is actually if they had run on a CPA, they would have taken in more money than what they did on a flat fee. So it's those kind of learnings and kind of experimenting that we're doing now that can really help us moving forward and help us highlight the potential for partners as well as our clients.
And just kind of a follow-up question on that, David. So you mentioned kind of, running smaller campaigns, would you say testing is a really important factor with working with non-traditional partners?
Definitely. I think, you've got to think on the partner side in this respect, and understand where they're coming from, and perhaps they don't want to go full gung-ho to start with. So I think in any kind of new partnership where, the success is going to make it bigger and better, it's always better to start small, kind of test the waters, find out what works, and then you can kind of scale up from there. That's definitely what I'd advise for all these partnerships.
Great. Well, this has been a great discussion. I think just to close it out, what would be, if you could give one piece of advice to a client that hasn't worked with non-traditional partners before but is thinking about it, what would that be?
So at AP, we often talk about the why behind what we do. So whenever we're doing a piece of work, we have to understand the why behind it. And if there isn't a why, it's probably good to question whether you should be doing that or not. And I think that's a really good approach for this type of work that we're doing. So really understanding the why behind the partnership. Why does it make sense? So behind all of this work that we're doing, what we're looking to do is improve or accelerate or add value to the customer journey or experience. So I think, when thinking about new partnerships, just understand why that makes sense. Is the customer going to benefit from this? And if they are, if there's a clear why, then that's a good starting point to start discussions with the partner and the client.
Great. Well, thanks so much for chatting to me today, David, all about working with non-traditional partners. If you've been watching this webinar and you'd like to find out more about our partner development team and working with acceleration partners, then please visit our website.